County Democratic Party, and we are tonight sponsoring the 2nd District City Council debates for 2011 election cycle. To my right here we have the incumbent, Reverend Willie Edmondson. His challenger is Nathan Gaskin. To my left-hand side we have the challenger, Robert Toby Young, and the incumbent, LaGrange, both running for 2nd District seats. The rules of this debate, excuse me, then we're going to have a coin toss, and we're going to rotate the answers from incumbent to challenger based on that coin toss. The rules are that the person who gets the original question gets 45 seconds to answer each question. Then they'll have 30 seconds for the opposition to rebut. Then there'll be 30 seconds for the original question that was answered, that person to then give a response to that rebuttal. They already have seen the questions. They've had them for some time now. The moderators can ask for clarification of an answer, and then that person we're asking clarification from will have 20 seconds in which to respond. There will be no attacks allowed, personal attacks allowed. This will be kept and done in a civilized fashion, so no mudslinging. If there's any mudslinging involved, I will shut it down. So we want to make sure that we keep this on board. I'm very glad to have the turnout that we have tonight. We need in this community to become more politically aware and educate ourselves about the candidates, not just go around and read a sign or know a name or hear a person speak. We need to be able to get to know our candidates, and the debate is the American way of getting to know our candidates. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and do the coin toss. Also with me tonight, I have one of our fellow members of the Democratic Party, June Hogan from Hogansville. The reason that we decided to moderate, us two moderate, neither one of us are voters in the 2nd District. So therefore, we should be non-partisan in this situation. This is a non-partisan race. You know, we have personal relationships, but in none of this do we have an effect on it. So Ms. Hogan came down from Hogansville to give an objective question. We will be switching questions back and forth. So we will begin.
Okay. Why do you feel you're qualified for this elected position?
Well, my name is Robert Toby Young, and I was raised in this town, educated, high school, college. I've seen Troup County at its worst, and I see it improving. To why I think I'm qualified and why I want to run for this position, that I can take my skills as a leader and improve and upgrade the humility and nobility to the position with visibility and a strong voice.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have a voice, but I'm going to do the best that I can. I feel I'm qualified for this because I like to serve people. I've dedicated my life, I've given all the heart that I have to make sure that we all have a better quality of life. I like serving, and that's all I've ever tried to do, ever tried to be, was just serve. I ask that you continue to allow me to be your servant.
I'm Willie Edmondson. I'm the incumbent. I feel as though I'm qualified to run for this position, primarily because I'm a registered voter, and every registered voter is able to run for any office in LaGrange, in Troup County, in the world. Secondly, I think that I feel as though I'm qualified because I'm also a servant of the people. I've been a servant of the people for many years, and I'm going into my third term now, getting ready to hopefully going to my fourth term if you put me there. I've been there 12 years, and I've seen a lot of things happen in LaGrange, and I'm the voice for the people that cannot speak for themselves. I'm the voice that go to the community to find out what people want, and I am the voice that speak out at the councilman. I'm not just a councilman just sit there to listen to everything that's going on, but I'm one of those councilmen that will speak out for what I know is right. Thank you.
Hey, good evening, everybody. My name is Nathan Gaskin, and I'm originally from New York City, from Harlem. I was born and raised there until the age of 18, and then I came down here and spent the past 20 years here in the LaGrange area. I feel I'm qualified to run for this position because it's about serving, but it's also about sticking up for what is right. There are many times that I have seen as a resident in this community that many people have the opportunity to stand strong and stand up, but we haven't learned to embrace the standoff to the side and just become a spectator. You can count on me, because when bullets start flying, I guarantee you I'll be front and center. Thank you.
Okay, let me make one addendum, everybody. I know I gave out I made a mission there. The scorecards you have in your hands. As each candidate asks a question, you rate them from 1 to 10, 1 being, I don't really feel this, it's not good, to 10 being, that was right on, I completely agree with that candidate on that particular issue. Okay, what will happen is these scores will be tallied and tabulated, and each candidate by Wednesday will have what the results are, and we will then post them on Facebook, on the Democratic Facebook page. Question is, what made you seek public office?
I decided to run for city council because I was having a hard time sleeping at night of all the unjust things that have been happening in this community. And, you know, I'm a father, I'm a grandfather, and it's a shame when your children, when you tell your children, once you get your education, if you go off to college, you know, it's best that you seek employment or go somewhere else. And what I want to do is change the soil that is here and make this fertile ground so that our children can have a future and grow, and we can watch them get old together. Thank you.
Well, the question is, why did I seek public office? Well, first thing is, I was one of those people that were always I was complaining all the time. This street has a hole in it. The children need somewhere to play. The old folks need some type of rebates on their utilities. I was always complaining about something, and then someone says, well, you know what, you're complaining about it, why don't you do something about it? The light bulb came on. When I decided to do something about it, I ran for mayor. The first time in LaGrange, I was defeated. Then I came back and ran for city councilman. I won that seat, and I've been at the table, and I've been able to make sure that the potholes were paved in LaGrange. I've made sure that the senior citizens was taken care of. I made sure that the disenfranchised were taken care of. Made sure that people were really ministered to as the city could do that. I feel as though we have a great city, but in order to have a great city, we have to work together in order to continue to have a great city. So I've been one of those people that I've enjoyed my work. I've enjoyed working for the city council, and hopefully I will continue to enjoy it.
Let me remind the candidates, there is a time limit. Let's please be mindful of it.
Put the clock on.
I got a clock on. I will let everybody see. Everybody see it now?
When you put your hand up, that gives us a sit.
That's what I did.
All right.
It's interesting how I got involved in politics locally. I heard concerns of people, and Mr. Moore was no longer going to be running, so I got approached. I thought, you know what? That gives you a greater opportunity to be of service to the people. So I said, you know what? I want to do it. I tried it and got elected. And since being there, I caught the fever with the bug, because now I realize that I can get more done by having a seat at the table. You know, there's some people who are very vocal, but as a musician, I've learned to listen, and I've learned to think critically, and look inside and pull the piece apart and put it back together to make something really grand of it. And that's what I try to bring to the council. The critical thinking, critical listening, that critical ear, and speak when I need to speak.
Pretty much like what the previous three have said, I was approached. In the community, I've been working in this community for years through the schools, with my programs of outreach and to senior citizens, with wellness programs and special needs, and just talking to people in general. And I too said, well, I can do better with more of a brand name. So as I was approached about running, to take my talents out of the schools and into the community, to pull the city in as a whole, I said, yes, I would. I too care, I too serve, and I too am a very good listener. But my main thing is I want to improve the communication, the relationship between the community and government. It's very tainted. There's a root cause, but you're never going to get it without communicating. It's never going to be truthfully fixed. So my job is trying to pull that relationship and improve relationship of communication and trust.
Okay, from this point on, the questions can now be rebutted. And like I said before, you have 30 seconds. You have 45 seconds to respond to the question. You have 30 seconds to rebut, and then 30 seconds to respond.
How do you see the future of LaGrange, and how does the 2nd District fit into this future?
That would be Reverend Evans.
Right. Thanks. I see the future of LaGrange being very productive. We come out of this economic slump that we're in. Everyone is facing an economic slump, but the city of LaGrange is a city that's unusual. We have a very good financial, we're stable. Our financial position is stable in LaGrange. Our taxes, we do not have to pay city tax, and since I've been in office, we have not imposed city tax on any of our citizens. We still have the lowest utility rate of anyone around us. Our rates are much lower than diverse power. We have we're still able to give our senior citizens money on their utility bills. We're able to do all of this. Thank you.
If it's all right with you guys, I'm going to have my own little stopwatch set just to make sure I stay on track. The future of LaGrange, I believe, is bright. The greatest resource in the 2nd District, believe it or not, are the people. And if the people are given the opportunity, they can really shine. And I'm not just saying that as like a catchphrase. I'm saying that as I used to say coming up, I'm saying that on the strength. Because...
Time.
Okay.
Can I rebut? Can he rebut? You know, preachers talk a long time, so you forgive me. But also in 2nd District, how does that fit in the schemes of the city? The 2nd District, we've got to come together and bring the 2nd District up so we can attract new businesses in the 2nd District. We've got to clean up our neighborhoods. We've got to take pride in our neighborhoods so that we can attract businesses to come over. We have attracted some, but it's not enough. Thank you.
Do I need to restate the question?
No, I think I got it.
I'll tell you how I see LaGrange in the future, but I'll tell you what I want to see. I want to see a city where we don't have to run to Newman and we don't have to run to Columbus to shop. Where we can pull our resources and we can spend our monies here and we can get those tax dollars. I see the future of LaGrange as being very profitable, but it's going to take some work, and it's going to take some work from not only just District 1 but District 2. It's going to take the people empowering and giving them the empowerment that they need, giving them, educating them, and taking them to the level where they have to go so that we can do it ourselves and we can really be proud.
Being from here, I definitely see the improvement, and I see even brighter future on the outside looking in. I don't have budgetary numbers of that part, but what I do have to say is that my effort in seeing what I see and add to this communication, pull them together. You have to educate and empower. But the attractions are there, the suppliers and companies are coming in, that's jobs, that's economic opportunity right there. Beautification, we fix that as they drive in and out, they see this as being a beautiful city, not just band-aids.
Okay, we're going into theme questions now. These next couple of questions will be on crime. And the question is, what is your opinion of the level of crime in this city and in the 2nd District? And Nathan?
The level of crime in the city is actually controlled by the city itself. You can never get a true number on crime stats in the city because the police department is so evasive in giving out these numbers. As chairman of the legal redress with the NAACP, I can attest to this matter. Anytime you try to get this information, it's met with resistance and not with open arms. It's partnering with the community to reduce crime, however or wherever it may be. Just want to add one more thing. There was a study done in Tampa where crime was reduced by 50%, and how that was done was partnering with the community to make it happen. I have yet to see that happen. Chief Deckmar is aware of that. Thank you.
Well, Bobby, being a city councilman for 12 years, I just so happen to have the stats for the crime rate in LaGrange. And both violence and property crime have trended downward over the last several years. And the clearance rate of the major crime remain above the state and national average. So our crime has continued to go down. We've had less murders in the past 3 years than we had, I think, back in the 70s or 80s. Unsolved crimes, we have maybe possibly only 1 or 2 unsolved crimes. And thank you.
I'd like to rebut.
Once again, this information is only made privy to those that are in position of privilege, and that is information that you all need. Some of these stats can be challenged. When you talk about crime rates trending down, you know, it fits in and it correlates perfectly. If the crime rates are trending down, we have a higher incarceration of black people in the prison. So therefore, what you're saying is that black people are committing these crimes. I do not buy into that ideology. I do not buy into that philosophy. That is my time.
Rebut. This information is not privy just to the city council. Our chief gives it's open to the floor, it's an open forum to anyone that wants to come. All of this information is given out, and I'll say this, I think it's a national average that the crime rate, there are more blacks in prison than they are blacks, but than they are white or Hispanic. But if we look at that, we need to follow that much more closer. We're talking about true crime. We're talking about LaGrange. LaGrange crime rate is down.
Well, that is true about the crime rates. Being from here and being a product of some of these things, the crime rate that I'm going to be attesting to is more or less the drugs. There's no robberies and homicide. There are some, but not enough. But the drugs is affecting our community, which is pushing our young black men in and out of the system, there should be some programs more than just the probation officers accepting payment. Reach out and get them some type of program for rehabilitation. Instead of meeting them with a receipt book, they should be meeting with opportunities to see and to push them further for continued education, to hopefully stay them down and give them things to pull your pants up and get a job and kind of get you out of the street. That's why our crime is growing from the young men up.
Crime rates are down. You might not like what I'm going to say right now, but criminal activity, people have a choice. And if you don't want our criminal activity to reflect statistics nationally, locally, whatever, think about what you're doing. I say this to the people who are committing a crime. It doesn't matter what race, what creed, what color, or where you even live. Poverty is one of the things that prevents crime. Let us focus on the reality.
What can be done about crime in LaGrange?
Well, one thing that can happen with crime learning to reduce crime, we've got to start with our children. We've got to educate them. We've got to have organizations such as fraternities and sororities and social organizations. The 100 Black Men, they have a mentoring group. They go into the schools, and there are other churches. I think First Baptist have a group LEAP program. We've got to get involved with some of these programs. And then the next thing is we have to not be afraid to report crime that we see. We can't be a part of producing others to do crime. In other words, you can't buy hot and stolen items. If you know you're getting an item, you just don't do that. So I think if we all work together collectively, we can help reduce crime.
Crime can be reduced in LaGrange by numerous things. One particular things that can be done is you have to start offering more public services to the people in LaGrange. Just because someone is an alcoholic doesn't make them a criminal. But yet, if you have alcohol in your breath within the public streets in District 2, you will go to jail for a public drunk. That's an alcoholic. And I'm not asking for things to be legalized. I'm asking for certain things to be decriminalized. These people have problems. Whether you're a person who smokes marijuana or drinks alcohol, you need help. And that's the only thing that doesn't exist here in District 2.
It's public services help.
As far as public service, I think that we as a country, not just as a county, I think we as a country, we've gone too far with public service. We've given too much. I think we need to start buying into taking pride in ourselves. And when you take pride in yourself, in your community, then nobody has to give you anything. Just give us an opportunity and let us work for what we get.
I made my statement earlier by talking about the changing of our mindsets. We need to focus on the real issues. People making decisions to do what they do and why they do. We need to address those issues. We need to address it with our young and with our not so young, because the main thing we need to focus on is being able to feel safe in our neighborhoods. And I think that if we really begin to address these issues, where the police departments can come into the neighborhoods and be a part of those community meetings, and they can introduce themselves and work within the neighborhood. And then people may not necessarily see public safety as the opposition. But we need to really go within our hearts and search ourselves to see why am I doing what I do? Thank
you. Accountability breeds responsibility on the juvenile side and the adult side. My father used to say, and a lot of you have said it before, you do the crime, you do the time. But still, education and bringing in together that part to kind of share it, because there's a line in the middle. You step over it, there's a law there that you broke. But crime is a problem. It's always going to be a problem. It's never going to go away. But the root cause is teamwork and communication. We have to have the resources. We have to offer them, and we got to know how to ask for them.
Can I rebut him?
No. What is your opinion of the LaGrange Police Department and the job it is doing, and what could be changed? And this one goes to David.
What can be changed in District 2 in regards to the LaGrange Police Department is, again, you have to stop criminalizing people that have problems. That same program where you're talking about educating the children, the 100 black men going into schools, they were going into Cannon Street School. But our elected officials said not one word to keep Cannon Street open, not one. And this was the same program that they said was used to mentor and to keep our children safe and everything like that. So in regards to the LaGrange Police Department, you know, Chief Dekmar knows that education is key, and every outlet that you have to reach them needs to remain open. Thank you.
What can the LaGrange Police Department do better? I think every department can do better. I don't think every department is perfect, and I'm not going to stand here and tell you that LaGrange Police Department is perfect, because we have some problems. But a few years ago, several years ago, I, along with one of the other city employees, was sent to Washington, D.C. to be trained as diversity trainers. And we came back, and a couple of years ago, every department in the city of LaGrange is mandatory that they go through this diversity training. And this diversity training has helped so much for our police department. So I look at the police department more than just District 2.
Rebut, go ahead.
The good Reverend went to Washington to teach diversity training to the police officers. But still, there are very few minority police officers and even fewer minority firefighters. When you talk about every department in diversity and the training that goes on, we have to first start with what's going on in the house. You have an electrical department that has not one minority that works the power lines. Not one. That has to change. So when you talk about diversity training, it starts inside.
Rebut? Yeah, I'm a good preacher. I consider myself a good preacher. And I want to say this, that he said that not a word was stated about Cannon Street. Mr. Cox is there, can attest with me. I was right there. I spoke up about Cannon Street. As far as the police department go, what was that you were saying about the police department?
Well, this is your time, brother.
I was just want to make sure that I didn't get anything wrong. I just want to make sure that, again, the police department is not perfect. But I'll say this, as far as the diversity in the police department, we've been pushing for a lot of departments for change. Since we've been there, we've changed a lot, and a lot more going to change.
Can I rebut again? No. Okay.
It's about respect. LaGrange Police Department, you take away the sign, you still have people. It's about respect. If they're overworked, they're going to be nervous, they're going to be tense. The community, if they feel they're being pushed, they're going to be tense. So you got a lot of tension and it's going to erupt. It's just about respect, but they have to give it in order to get it on the, quote, criminal side and the police department side. But what's not happening here, there's no respect for the police department. And sometimes the police department disrespect the neighborhood that they're in. So my job, with my visibility, would be to go in and fuse that relationship as best as I can.
While our LaGrange Police Department is not perfect, they just recently received an accreditation, and we're grateful for that. There are issues, and there are some things that we do need to work on. I just want to bring out one particular thing, though. There was a problem where they had put an ordinance on the book where people, if you were caught walking in the street, they would arrest you because there were no sidewalks for you to walk on. Well, that was brought to the council, and we addressed that. And now they no longer do that. And one more thing about Cannon Street, they didn't just decide to close Cannon Street yesterday. It's been going on. It's been going on 5 years.
We go, okay, hold on. Now we're leaving the crime issue and we're going to a question on Splosh.
What is your position on SPLOST?
And that will be Reverend.
My position on SPLOST is naturally this. I support SPLOST. I'll tell you why I support SPLOST, because it keeps our citizens from paying taxes. It keeps taxes going up, rather. It keeps our citizens from, the city of LaGrange citizens, from even paying property tax. The city of LaGrange has no tax. We're one of the few cities that have no tax. If we did not have SPLOST, we would have to pay tax. SPLOST is a good way for everybody that comes into our city to help us pave streets, help us build buildings, help us do whatever we need to do in the city of LaGrange. So I love SPLOST.
I'd like to rebut first. Can I do that?
I'm just asking. Anyway, SPLOST, special local option sales tax. That means something special is supposed to be happening with that money. The fact that you're repaving a road that already exists is not a special project. However, an AIDS awareness program would be a special project. Alcoholism treatment would be a special project. Marijuana treatment would be a special project. A coliseum, a stadium, that's a special project.
Rebut. The SPLOST, it does mean special projects. We have one special project with it. We've had several tragic accidents on the corner of Davis Road and Copper Street. We're now getting that, we're going to signalize that. Why? Because you're looking at two people that pushed for that light to be put down there on Davis Road. Secondly, we have some connecting problems. We have traffic problems. We're getting connection from Lucan Industrial to Davis Road. That's going to be a connector coming through there. We have so many projects that's coming up through SPLOST money. Thank you.
Again, special local option sales tax is paramount to some areas in this county, and I really don't think it's fair just to demonize some of the other cities, such as Hogansville, who need a water treatment plant because of the inability to spend the money properly here in the city of LaGrange. SPLOST is, again, not being used effectively because that same intersection that he's talking about, there is a roadway engineer. There's a street engineer that works for the city. You shouldn't have to have two city councilmen to push for a traffic light when your engineer is paid to do that job.
Rebut?
No, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Young.
Well, I'm in agreement with SPLOST. I've seen the changes. Once again, I see it as beautification. I'll gain more knowledge about SPLOST and what it does or supposed to do as if I get into office. But I'm only going to speak from what I've seen. Paved roads, beautification, it is effective from what I've seen thus far. Once I get more information, I can give you more.
Well, SPLOST has done quite a few great things in LaGrange and the surrounding areas of Troup County. I want you, the constituents, your decision, because I've heard your concerns as far as maybe the streets are not paved on this side of town in a timely manner. And I've heard your concerns and your issues as to where the money is being spent, and that you'd like to have a better voice at the beginning.
Okay, the next set of questions come for economic development. There's one question, but it's two parts, and this is a good one for y'all. This is a 1 minute to cover both parts, 30 seconds to rebut and 30 seconds to respond. So, Reverend Edmondson, this is This is yours. No, actually, yeah, this is yours. What's the question? The question is, what are the real problems in terms of economic development in the second district, and what role do you think you can play to solve those real problems?
Some of the problems that's in the second district is what I did in my opening statement. We've got to, I guess, bring our community up so that if we can attract different companies and different stores to come into our area. We're in an economic slump. It's all over the United States. So now is a bad time, I think, for any business owners. But one thing that we have done since I've been in office, we've been able to attract development, new homes, such as Baldwin Park, Lexington Park. That's one of the parks that would not have passed if it had not been for the city councilmen in District 2. Mr. Cox was one at that time. We were able to pass that vote because the others was voting against it. So we've done a lot of things to update and upgrade District 2. We have a group coming in now with the senior citizen cottages over on Copper Street. So we're doing something in District 2.
Economic development in District 2. Truth of the matter is, there has been only one brick and mortar operation that has taken place in the past 10 years in District 2, and that is the Dollar General store off of Hamilton Road at the intersection with Colquitt Street. That's the only brick and mortar operation that has actually gone up in the past 10 years. Development in this area is down because businesses are being shunned away. There's too much gaming in the politics. There's not enough freehand done when it comes to people being able to start up their businesses.
Well, the attraction to the community has gotten better, and that's a reason for that. People on the outside, those passengers have seen the growth and the possibility of growth. Equal revenue share and streamlining projects and funding to uplift District 2, to uplift District 1. The entire city is on the map, and when they say LaGrange, they don't think about District 1, District 2, it's LaGrange in general, to come here and share and grow. But those of us who are in power can do our best to make sure it's equally distributed.
Economic development will only come to District 2 when we start supporting the businesses that come into District 2. A lot of businesses close down. I was reading today, I think it's a place in Athens, which is a soul food restaurant, and they've been there since the 1990s. And this was a place that everybody went to, and they closed down. They closed their doors on today. And that's happening all over, through and through. But we need to really begin to support those businesses. Then economic development, you will see a difference.
Okay, we're now going into another set of questions here. Transparency in government.
Do you feel that the city of LaGrange does enough to inform the citizens of issues going on in the city?
Nathan.
Don't start my time yet. I got a problem on that last question. I only got 45 seconds. I got to stop much up here. I'm just letting you know.
You got 45. You only got 30 on the rebuttal.
Okay.
So you got 30 seconds on the rebuttal. There was a minute for both parts. It was a minute for the question, and you had 30 seconds to rebuttal.
Okay. Thank you. Transparency in government. It's a mystery how the government operates. Number one, all property purchases that are done by the city are done in closed session. Nobody knows how much was paid, where it was paid, or what's going on, or any deals that were made. Number two, the city has a TV station, but I'll be doggone if they broadcast one city council meeting or one work session meeting. Those things have to stop immediately. Yes, the city council is open to the public at 5:30. That on every second and fourth Tuesday. I attend it the best way I can. And I'm going to tell you, it's an inconvenient time. But people still want to know what's going on. If you don't want to put it on the TV station, then record it and put it on YouTube.
I'd like to say that it is unlawful for us to purchase property behind closed doors because we're spending your money. So no property, nothing is purchased behind closed doors. The city of LaGrange, anytime we are purchasing property, is out in the open. It's in the city council meeting. We discuss what we're going to do in work sessions. If we have a personnel issue, we go into executive session to discuss personnel issues and property acquisitions only. We do not purchase property behind closed doors. The city of LaGrange is a open city.
Rebut.
Once again, we demand truth in government. The Mansour's building was purchased with $1.1 million of $8.5 million, of which came out of a MEAG trust fund that was started back in 1972. This was not talked about by the people. It just mysteriously happened. That building is not even worth $500,000. It is a demolition project that the city paid $1.2 million. 6 months later, Cannon Street closed for lack of funding of $1.1 million. Thank you.
Number one, it was out in the open. We announced in the newspaper that we have purchased the building, and it was done in an open meeting that the Mansour's building was purchased. And right now, that building is worth more than that because we're trying to attract some people to come downtown, and we attract people to come downtown to shop. Our downtown will not die. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to continue to keep our downtown a thriving downtown.
The question was, go ahead.
Do you feel that the city of LaGrange does enough to inform the citizens of issues going on in the city?
I think we're doing an adequate job. I think we can do more. Right now, we used to televise on TV 33. Of course, we all know the issues there. But the thing is that we've been trying to work ways of now getting onto LGTV. I think that we can do a better job. There's always room for improvement. And as your council person, I will keep pushing that issue.
Well, there's room for improvement everywhere. This meeting here wasn't publicized enough or opened up enough. That's a start right there. As minor as it is, major things we talk about building trust and approachability, not only on the individual standpoint, but as a government-wide and a community-wide, we have to be approachable, not always having a confrontation, to listen and then go further. This city is going with or without us up here, and even you all out there. But while we're here, we should have a conscious effort trying to pull it together through communication, social networks, television, newspaper.
What would you propose to do to make government more transparent?
One thing, to get the TV stations to come, it was not our choice for TV 33 to stop showing us. We were just not exciting enough. And so Peter Mallory said that we didn't have enough going on, so they just stopped showing our council on the television. Our station, we each one of us take time and go on the station, and we tell the citizens what's going on, if anything is coming up. Each one of us go to the station certain times of the year, and we give an update on things that's going on. But I also think that we can do a little bit better job by having town hall meetings, and I said town hall meetings, not shouting meetings, but town hall meetings that we can inform our citizens. But a lot of times we are reactive rather than proactive. And I think that for us to enlighten our people, if we can come together like this and inform them.
Again, one of the ways to make government more transparent would be to broadcast these city council meetings that take place. And the fact that you don't have a public TV station available, the city owns a TV station. It would take all of a $15 digital camera to record and broadcast a message or to record and broadcast the meeting for the on YouTube or on the TV station. That is not an excuse, and I hope that the public doesn't buy that.
As I said, getting the word out, have an open door policy, and people are responsible for coming if they want to come. Print it out, social network it out, but once it gets there, the information is, there's no secrets. It's about trust, and there's so much tension in the city, in government, and in the community. Trust. It's going to take us time to get it, but it has to start somewhere. Open up. The secrets has to stop. This community is growing, so do we. You have to grow along with the community. Trust. It's got to come somewhere.
Call me the naive one, but I remember being elected. And I said to them, because there were some things that they said, you know, as far as executive session, you can't discuss those things until they become public record. While our meetings may be a little bit inconvenient for more of the times, maybe inconvenient, they are open to the public. And everything that we do, I personally will come back to the community. I've done that, and I still do that. My phone number, I'm listed. You can call me at any point in time if you have a question. And same thing for Reverend Emerson. You know, we're open.
Would you be willing to hold regular town hall meetings to help inform District 2?
Short answer, of course. But I'll do you one better than the whole town hall meeting. It has come to my attention that there's a place out on Country Club Road inside a school where you could pay your utility bill. And it just went on like a light bulb. Why doesn't the second district have its own office? Why do people have to truck it all the way up to downtown to go see your city council member, or even to file paperwork, pay a phone bill, pay a power bill or anything of that nature? The city has already said that they're making enough money and they're doing good. They should have a service center in the second district somewhere. And I would love to have an office there where you could come see me every day.
Well, I don't need an office because I walk the streets of LaGrange. I was born here. I was reared here. And everybody knows me. And some folks say, when I'm not even getting ready for election, they say, are you politicking? No, I'm just a friendly person. And I shake people's hand. I say, hey, sugar, sugar. Hey, honey. Hey, baby. I love people. And I tell them what's going on in our city. I try to keep them informed. So as far as the question goes, how could we better inform? I love town hall meetings, but I love meetings that will be frugal. I love, not frugal, but fruitful. I love fruitful meetings that we can do something. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Again, it takes more than just walking the streets, because a lot of times when you walk the streets, you're missing out on the best part of LaGrange, because some of the elderly are not out on the streets because they don't have the adequate sidewalks with ramps and capabilities. Now, I'm a person with a disability, and I can guarantee you it is hard to navigate these streets with the uneven sidewalks. They're not handicap accessible. So for him to walk the streets, maybe he needs to get in the nursing home and see some of the old folks. Thank you.
Well, he was saying something about, you know, having an office, and I don't need an office. You know, I think the best thing to do to reach people is just be among the people. Jesus walked the streets, and I still walk the streets. As far as the streets in LaGrange, we have a project right now. We've just received a grant. We're going to connect the sidewalks so everyone from District 2 can walk from the post office, and they can walk all around from the post office on Copper Street, on Daniel Street. We have this grant already in place, and guess what is going to happen, and why? It's because you had some good councilmen there speaking up for District 2.
Can I rebut? No.
Question again, please.
Would you be willing to hold regular town hall meetings to help inform District 2?
Sure. I have no problem with that. I've done that in the past. I'll do it presently. But I just want to say, if you have a question, My phone number is available. You can reach me, for those of you who are internet savvy, you can reach me by email. Or you can call downtown and they'll put you in touch with me. So I will do whatever it takes to get the word out. Believe me, I've done that and I will continue to do that.
And ditto to that, being approachable and available is a good thing. Town hall meetings allows people to come in and voice their opinions and allow us to answer them and give timely feedback. Therefore, they can't sit back in the corners and be naysayers and complain about something when they didn't take the time to come up when you made it available. So yes, it should be. I agree with it, but feeding that information and receiving information, it will help.
How do you feel about the use of social media in government?
Once again, I brought up the social media issue, I believe, earlier in improving the transparency in government. Of course, it's necessary. It's definitely should be utilized more because everyone has a cell phone and now they have smartphones. To me, the city is behind the curve when it comes to digital media and social media, and I think they need to get up to speed. And I'm the kind of councilman, I guarantee you, I got a Facebook page, you can reach me by email, and again, I've been screaming for cameras in the city council chamber, in the work session chamber. I believe that you should even be able to do download police video if you want it, because under the Freedom of Information Act, it's available anyway.
Social media, yes, I believe in social media. The city of LaGrange has a website. You can go on that website and see anything that's going on in the city of LaGrange. I believe in Facebook. I have a Facebook page myself for my election, my campaign. I believe that anything possible to get the word out for our people. We also use mail outs, because some people, the senior citizens, are not computer savvy. So being with all the Facebooks and things like this would do no good for our senior citizens. So we don't want to meet just one group of people. We want to meet the entire LaGrange.
Rebut.
My opponent has stated that he has a Facebook page for elections. But what about the Facebook page when they were trying to close down a group home? What about a Facebook page when they were trying to close down Cannon Street School? What about a Facebook page when people's utilities were being cut off and water being cut off to people's houses? There was no Facebook page about those issues, and the city has the capability to hire a person to monitor these pages and make sure that responses are given in a timely fashion.
I didn't need a Facebook page about when they were shutting the homes down, because I was there. I was one of those that voted against shutting those homes down. You asked Dr. McCain. I was there when people's utilities are cut off. I'm not on Facebook. Guess what I'm doing? I'm calling down to the city to get those utilities back on. When an old person can't pay their utility bill, I'm there. I'm telling them, go out to CAFE, go to Community Action, get some help. Go, and if they don't give them any help, guess what? I get on the phone and I call them. Facebook won't do that. I will.
Social media. It's needed. Information is so important. Keeping it to yourself hurts no one but you. You can only handle so much, but allow it to be pushed out so it can be received in. Accessibility, that shouldn't be in the secrets. That's where you have to build trust. Tell it like it is, fix the problem, gain other information, and share it. It's never going to change. People are complaining about something every day, but there are systems in place, but with new energy, more system gets in place, and that outreach is so important. You can sit anywhere you want to sit and talk on any phone and look on any computer, but still you're missing something. Get out there and be seen. Listen. Let them hear you and you hear them. You can become a social media yourself.
I myself also have a Facebook page for re-election. People call me and tell me their utilities are already off. And I will call down there and say, okay, you need to cut those utilities on. Done it many times. But I didn't stop there. I also work with them to let them know that this is what we're going to do. We're going to reach this particular entity. We're going to go get some money here. And before we know it, we got that bill paid. That's what I've done as your council person, and that's what I'll continue to do.
Okay. Next is closing statements. Each candidate has 45 seconds to close. Again, no attacks. An audience, once again, I remind you of your scorecards. I hope that we've been tabulating when we get through. We just please take and set them up here on the desk, and I appreciate you all. And Reverend Edmondson.
Closing comments.
Yes, sir.
45 seconds.
Yes, sir.
I first want to thank my opponent for giving of himself to want to run for public office. Number one, it's hard to run for public office, and it's hard to be a public official. So that's a job, number one, so I want to thank him for that. But I want to say this. I was not born in a metropolitan area. I was born in a house. I was delivered by a midwife in Antioch, Georgia. I've been in Troup County all my life. I've served you for 12 years. I want to continue to serve you as long as I possibly can. As long as I can be effective, I want to serve you. I want to be that voice for you that I've been for a long time. I'm not afraid. I'm one of those people, I don't get my money from anybody else. I make my money because I have nobody that can cut my check off. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the citizens of LaGrange for your support thus far, and I'd also like to thank my opponent for coming out and debating me. I really appreciate it. There was a rapper named Rakim that said, "It's not where you're from, it's where you're at." And I'm right here, and I ain't going nowhere. So while I'm here, I'm going to do the best that I can for my community, for my people, and I do not want to do this for my own personal accolades. Y'all people need help, and you know it. And if you need a voice, you vote for me. If you want to keep getting 4 years or 4 years of the same old thing, vote for the other guy.
First of all, I want to thank the Democratic Party for having this debate, and I want to thank you for coming out. I got a big heart. Most people say that. And I'm willing to give it to you, to serve you, to represent you. As in the past, I've been at the table for you. I hear your cries, and I try to do something with that's within my power. And if it's beyond my power, I go to the all power. But more than that, I just want to be your representative. I just want to be your servant. Thank you for the opportunity for serving you the past 4 years, and I ask that you give me another 4 years.
Well, thank you for inviting me out to be a part of this. Thank you for sitting here listening. And as all the others have said, thanking all of you for coming out and the opportunity. But what you would get in electing me is honesty, a councilman with the blue-collar work ethic, visible, vocal, and approachable. My friendliness won't change. I've done all these things on a lower scale already, and I've gone to bat for the special needs, the seniors, and the children. So now I want to step up and do it in a more of an impactful way, add the community to it. My energies in the county, in the city, won't change because I'm elected councilman. It just improved me even more, give me an opportunity to touch even more people with my spirit of giving and listening and serving. So vote for me.
I thank you, gentlemen. The Troup County Democratic Party thanks each one of you for coming out and showing that American democracy is still alive, that we can have a debate, we can come across issues, and even be somewhat entertained. I love politics. It's like sports to me. And you guys did a wonderful job of putting the issues out and showing yourselves to the people. And I thank each one of you for coming out, because I ain't gonna tell you any lie. I was turning over this morning, worrying to make sure there was gonna be enough people here to actually see this so this information can get out. And once again, we have those scorecards. If you can get those turned into me so I can get this tabulated so we can have a measurable way of showing how you actually felt about what the candidate said tonight. Because that's also about democracy, the feedback portion.